Hello, today we'll learn how to design responsive forms using groups in NAVIGATOR365. So what is responsiveness? To keep it short and sweet, we want the application we build as a citizen developers to look good on every equipment we have. It means that we design it once and it's adjusting and changing depends on if we're using a mobile or maybe a laptop. So the great example to show you this responsiveness is an application CRM and an invoice document. So let me open an invoice document for you and I'll show you what I mean by that. So we designed the form with groups. You can learn how to do the groups in one of our tutorials we have. However, the groups are one after another in this case, but if I only close the menu here, you can see that we have now two columns in a group of general. So how we design it? We have the general group as a top group and two different groups underneath. I'll show you this in a second in the back office. Now, what else is the responsiveness? If I now go to the mobile view, you can see that again it's changed the size and it looks good. Now we have also add an ability here to fold the group. So if I fold the files, now we have this columns underneath, and again you can see I can scroll this part of the screen, not the whole screen, and again this is something we design to make it more responsive. And you can see that now all the attributes are one after another. Now what's important to know is that the mobile view is already pre-designed. So every group smaller than 768 pixels will go under one after another. Another thing is that the attributes names like document type here, it's landing on the top above the attribute. So if I make the screen a little bit larger and even more, now you can see that these names are on the left, not on the top. So again, going back to the mobile view, somewhere here it shows me this view. Now also it's possible to move, for example, this invoice part, the files. So again, we have different view of this main groups here and different amount of columns. Now how it looks, it only is your idea. You as a citizen developer design if it's gonna be two groups, three columns, one large group, group one under, one after another. This is how you do it. And the thing is that it's a good tip I want to give you. When you design it, you should think who is the user mostly. So if you design the app for the mobile, I would design it a little bit different with the sizes of the groups and amount of the attributes than if I design it, for example, for the large screens in the corporate office. So it's up to you. Now I'll show you quickly how we do it. So if I go now, probably if I go to the dark mode as we usually work with, it's better to show you. So if I go into the back office and into the form of sales document, which is an invoice, and in forms, you can see now that we have the main column here, main group here, and these two groups here. You can see that. Now if I go inside of this one, maybe I'll close the menu. If I go inside this one, then you can see that we have now two groups inside, one and another one, all sets with 400 minimum pixel width. This is important because this actually makes it work that if the screen is getting smaller, the one goes under the other one. Now also you can see here that for example this group, it's like above all these other groups in here. You can see it very nicely in a dark mode, and this one is set as scrollable. This is what I showed you before, that I can scroll the part of the screen, not the whole screen. So these are these features you can use when designing responsiveness with groups. One other thing I want to show you is the list of elements, because, okay, let me leave the back office again, and this is the invoice you've seen before. So look, this is the list of elements, basically of the unit, price of the products, taxes, discounts and everything. Now we have designed it also with groups. It means that if I change the size of the screen, and for example like this, you can see that it's now landing in 3 different nice groups of columns. So again, there is 9 different fields in this list of elements, but when you design it with groups, you can actually spread this information between the groups. Now I'll show you again how it's been done. So I go into back office, forms, and in here we have this list of elements. Now let's make it larger, all this group, close here, and you can see that we have the group here and the group here and the group here. So if I show you this whole list of element attribute, you can see here list of elements, you can see that it now shows me the 3 different groups, and I can design it with the percentage of pixels, minimum width, and all this information. So the thing is that the attributes of the list of elements now is inside, each attribute is inside of the group. All right, and again in here you can see that if I press this one, show content in columns, then each of them is one after another. Right, so now I want to show you how to do it quickly on a different document. Best application to do it would be to go into lunchtime application we have already used before, because we have the form here called order, and I'm showing you this form we did in another tutorial because there is no groups in here. So what I want to do, I want to quickly add these groups, and I show you how easy it is to do it. So let's add some groups. So I will add main group in here, and I will put some attributes inside. I will add another group. And again, I will put some attributes. I will add another group. And now we have a couple of groups with attributes inside, and what I want to show you now is that I want to create a top group. So I will add another group in here, and inside of this one I will move the whole group here. Now this top one I want to do in columns, and let's change it to 50%. So again, I create some space, and now I can easily put another group in here. As you can see, very quickly I have created these two groups inside of the one. So one other thing, the top group, we don't want to see the name of it. So if I switch show header, then basically have these two groups in here. Now we have another group called modification info. Let's name it. Okay. And now if I go inside of this top one, this is what we need to set. Each of them has to be 400 pixels, so it will nicely behave on the screen. Now I press save. Okay, another thing I want to do is I want to put the list of elements and design it with groups. So again, I will add another group to the top, put a list of elements inside. This group, we don't want to see the name of it. And now a list of elements, we want to have the groups inside. So this is how you do it. I have added two groups inside of the list of elements, and now I will move the elements. Okay, now again, the groups we don't want to have name visible, and this, sorry, you can see here, this group we want in columns. Right, so if I now go to save. Okay, close this one. What we have is two groups and a list of elements designed again with two groups. Now let's see how it looks like. So I go into order, create new document. Yeah, lovely. We have these two groups in here, and we have another group in here. Okay. Okay, and now quickly see how it's on the mobile view. Right, so yes, we have this group one landed after another one, and the list of elements is nicely now in two groups showing on one screen. Okay, I guess this explains what's the design, how to design it as a responsive document. Check other tutorials we have. For this one would be